In various cultures, especially in Islamic tradition, jinn and demon are often believed to live in ruins. This belief is rooted in religious texts, folklore, and popular stories. Understanding why jinn and demon are thought to inhabit such places and whether they actually occupy physical spaces requires an understanding of metaphysical concepts. The Quran and Hadiths reference the existence of jinn and demon, but these texts do not explicitly state that jinn live in abandoned and deserted places. It is said that jinn and demon prefer areas away from human activity, such as ruins, deserts, caves, and empty buildings. These claims have led to the belief that jinn reside in such locations. Additionally, stories and myths passed down through generations often depict jinn in remote and frightening places. This fear creates a fertile ground for stories about supernatural beings. The human mind tends to associate unknown and dangerous places with the presence of supernatural entities like jinn and demon. Solitude and isolation in abandoned and deserted places can create natural sounds and shadows, making them appear eerie and giving rise to stories about jinn and demon. Natural decay and neglect of these places can create environments that feel otherworldly, further reinforcing the idea that jinn inhabit such locations. But do jinn and demon occupy human physical spaces, or do they live in another dimension outside our material world? To answer this question, we must delve into metaphysics and religious narratives. According to Islamic belief, jinn and demon are created from smokeless fire and live in a parallel world to humans. While they can interact with the physical world, their existence is generally in a different realm or dimension. This suggests that although they may be present in abandoned and deserted places, they are not necessarily visible or detectable like physical beings. It is believed that jinn and demon have the ability to move between their world and the human world. This might explain why people sometimes report encounters with jinn and demon in abandoned and deserted places. This idea aligns with the belief that jinn may be present in ruins, but not in a way that can be perceived by human senses. Jinn and demon are beings that live in their own world, in dimensions different from our universe. These dimensions are beyond human sight and reach, and they have fundamental differences from our world. Like humans, jinn and demon have souls and are rewarded or punished after death based on their deeds. The different dimensions of jinn's lives mean their bodies cannot transfer to our world. Therefore, when they come to our world, they only transfer a representation of themselves to our dimension. This representation can appear as smoke, which may symbolize their spirit. This smoke, due to its incomplete alignment with our world, is seen as a manifestation of their presence. Telepathic communication of jinn and demon with humans. Jinn and demon are capable of communicating with humans through telepathy. Telepathy is a form of mental communication where the body is not directly involved. This type of communication allows jinn to interact with humans without needing a physical presence in our world. Because telepathic communication is dependent on the mind, jinn and demon can present themselves in any form in the minds of humans. This ability enables them to create images in our minds that may be interpreted in various ways. Conclusion: Jinn and demon, as beings from other dimensions of the universe, have unique characteristics that distinguish them from humans. Living in a different world, the ability to present themselves symbolically in our world, and telepathic communication with humans are among the notable features of these beings. Better understanding these characteristics can help us grasp the interaction and relationship with these entities and examine them from a scientific and philosophical perspective. Ultimately, whether they exist in the same physical space as humans or in another dimension, the idea of jinn and demon in abandoned and deserted places continues to ignite human imagination and remains a mystery throughout history.